Hello, this is Victor at RestoringMercedes.com. This video is for Philip in Georgia. Okay, Philip, so first things first. This is your pump, and as you can see, it does have severe water damage. This is actually pretty bad. You can see all these pieces, that's corrosion. So to fix this pump, it's just not going to make sense. It's just gonna be lots of work and not gonna be worth it. And then the motor has to be replaced, the tube, and you can tell by corrosion on terminals here that there is water damage. As you can see it, that's a good indication of the water damage. So I don't think this pump is worth to be repaired. And this is the cover. You can see also all this corrosion, sort of like chemical process when power is applied and the water is there. So that's your pump. Now I do have another pump that I rebuilt already. Just want to show you if you would be interested in getting this one. It's exactly same pump. It came from a 93 600 SEL V12, but they're all different pumps, and these are identical because your pump and terminals and everything and the part numbers, they're exactly same. Now this pump right here, it came from a low mileage car. I had like, well, for 93 it's pretty good. It was like 90,000 miles, but still the motor, it still works. Okay, this is the motor came out from this pump, but you already hear a clicking from the brushes. So this motor is going to go bad pretty soon, so therefore it had to be replaced. If you see closely in that area right there, you can see brushes and burn spots because this is an old motor, but the reason for low mileage is why it still works, because if it would have had like 200,000 miles, it would have been bad by now. As you can see, this is not looking very well, and all this carbon dust is obviously a sign that the motor worked really hard and it's time for it to be replaced. Because this is what you find in used pumps, and that's the problem. The motors go bad and internals go bad. What I want to show in this video is this: the activation of the pump and pressures, because that's important. How the actual pump pumps, how much pressure you get out of it, because if there is wear on the actual veins and the actual pump itself, there's like a veins and little brushes that slide against the surface. If there are scoring, then the pressure and vacuum will be low. So that's what I'm going to show. Before I do that, I have this pump energized with my vacuum tank, if you will, like this. This is just a vacuum and plugged up pipe, as you can see. If I remove it, then I will create vacuum leak, pump will activate. So as you can see, this was our vacuum, and this is the pressure. This is the lumbar supports and this is our pressure storage tank. As you can see, it's pretty tight, and it does not have internal pressure leak, which is important. So let's just demonstrate how pressure storage tank works. Very simple. As you can see, it pumped this bottle, which is sealed, it pretty well. It has pumped it up very nicely, and what's important is there is no internal leak because pump does not reactivate. If there is a leak in your lumbar supports, this is what's going to happen. You see, I release pressure and pump reactivates. When it does this many times, because there is a leak in the lumbar support, then it will burn itself, it will overheat. It's not designed to work constantly. It wasn't designed to do that. So basically, if you have a leak, this is what pump is going to do. It's going to keep re-energizing and obviously overheating the motor and burning itself. So this particular pump has zero internal pressure leaks, nor vacuum leaks for that matter. Okay, so let's just activate some circuits to see pressures and vacuum. So usually 0.4 either direction is very good. This pump actually creates even more than specifications, which is really good. So let's just do, we have SFG, this is our what is it, this is our trunk handle. So this is the handle that comes out the trunk when you open the trunk. This spec was about 0.8, 0.85, which is very high. Now I'm going to duplicate that the trunk is closed. As you can see, it created 0.7, 0.8 of vacuum. To pull handle back in, one more time. Yeah, let me just see. 0.8, which is pretty much absolute vacuum. Well, not really absolute vacuum, but close to it. The absolute vacuum on Earth is negative 28. So we had my negative 20, which is pretty close. This is one of the strongest pumps I've seen. And usually these pumps, they get up to about 0.4, 0.5, 0.4, 0.5. But this one is not worn, and the pressure is so high and the vacuum is so high, which is great. The next port we're going to test is RH. Now the RH port is usually for little antennas that come out the trunk, not the trunk, the fenders in the back when you back up. So let's just, now the activation of these is they come up, they stay up for a little bit of time, even when you drive forward. It's made that there is a timer, there is a delay, because if you're parking, you don't want them to constantly go up, down, up, down, up, down. So there is a delay. Once you put in reverse, and you stayed in reverse for like 2, 3, 5 seconds, and you put it in drive, the antennas will remain up for some time, and you will also see it on the pressure gauge. First, the pressure will create, the pressure will be created to push antennas upwards, and then vacuum will follow to pull them back in after some time. So let's just activate it. So now antennas are up. I release the voltage, and now we wait. They'll come down. As you can see, antennas are pulled down. Vacuum is holding them down, and no leaks here still, which is very good. And if I pull this, you're gonna hear the vacuum, a little bit of vacuum. So that is great. And obviously central locking and central unlocking. This is pressure, that is to unlock, vacuum to lock. And again, as you can see, pressure and vacuum is very healthy, very high. Once pump reaches that pressure or vacuum set, it shuts off. So this is great. Okay, so I got somebody by my door. I'm gonna go get that, but this is the idea. This is a nicely working pump, and if you're interested, let me know, and I'll send this one over. Alright, so this is all. This is Victor at RestoreYourMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.